Oh, welcome back to Steve's Vintage Model Builds. This is Steve. Welcome back, and welcome to those who are visiting for the first time. Today, I've got a couple of updates, and we're going to do some work on the Tamiya 148 Kuba wagon. So, I've got started on the assembly, pre-painting. And I'm going to do the figures separately as a separate video. But yeah, so we've got the tires painted up, the canvas, the seats, everything ready to go there. This is the dark yellow that Tamiya recommends. Yeah, to me, I think it should be a little more yellow, a little brighter, but that's just me, I guess. Anyway, so I went with that as they recommended. I had initially tried to mix my own. That didn't work out that well. And also this is easier because you can spray it on. So I'm going to set this aside for a minute because I have something real special coming up here. Just before that though, I wanted to note I had the ICM RAF figures, personnel and so forth, 148 scale, to go with the Spitfire. And as part of that, I found that this ICM plastic is great for melting and pulling for things like radio antennae and rigging for ships, whatever the case may be. It was really nice, really easy to work with. A lot of them, you know, they just kind of melt and yeah. But yeah, this was great. So yeah, so that's just a little tip, something that I learned here. So I'm gonna pause the video here for a moment, and when we come back, you'll see the surprise. Ta-da! My first diorama, and I'm pretty pleased with it, actually. Let me just see if I can do this. Take this down. Got the Tamiya 148 scale Tilly utility vehicle. Have the pilot climbing up in the back there to go back to barracks. We've got the squadron doggy and one of the squadron members kneeling down to talk to him or pet him or whatever. Another fella here carrying a gas can. This fella here on the ammunition table, loading belts. And of course the star of the show, the Spitfire. I used a static applicator, and I think it's Woodland Scenics grass, but I'm not sure. Anyways, not perfect, and there's still actually a little work to do. There's a little touching up here and there of some paint, but it's essentially done, and I'm very pleased with it. So yeah, so the next diorama will be, I got the little one for the World War I Mark I tank, but the next diorama will be for the Messerschmitt Bf-109 from ICM, and that comes with the aircraft as well as ground personnel and pilots. The Kuba wagon is going to go into that, along with the figures and the aircraft itself. So anyways, there it is. I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks like summer 1940 grass. Oh, and I have to paint this up. The original one I put on there, it broke off. So I made one out of the ICM stuff. And so I just have to paint that up. But otherwise, it's great. So yeah, so that's it for that. I had a lot of fun with all the different, and this is the first time I've flocked anything. This is the first time I used, and I used 2 different colors and 2 different sizes of grass. So I think it gives it a nice texture, contour, and looks like summer 1940 grass in England. Okay, so we'll take this away. While we're at it, speaking of the Kuba wagon, I'm going to paint this up one of these afternoons. But yeah, I'll turn that off. Get better light there. Yeah, so that's the Kuba wagon. It's completed, and it's not going on a diorama or anything. It's just sitting there, and got the Kettenkrad and the Willys Jeep. Got that decaled up. So yeah, that was an okay little kit. There were a few little gaps and funny things, and the decals weren't that great, but overall it was pretty good, and it was worth the money. And got some accessories too, you know, fuel cans, oil barrels, all that kind of stuff. And the instructions were kind of iffy. Not all things were indicated which color you were supposed to paint them, so I kind of had to figure that out for myself. And I still haven't figured out where B18 goes on this. There was nothing on it in the instructions. So, but anyways, everything got done, and yeah, it was a fun little build. So, so that's that. Okay. Get the newspaper out. Everybody can see what's on special this week at Country Grocer. And back with this. I'm going to turn the light on again. Hopefully it's not. There we go. Yeah. No glare. No glass, no glare. Okay, so here we go. Just going to do a little bit of assembly here. I don't expect to complete it at this time. Okay, so I've got this, the underside of the assembly done. I think that turned out pretty good. Pleased with it. Mufflers. Excuse me. And now we're going to install the seat and the back and these little guys here. And so those are okay. And it seems okay. Beautiful day here on the Central Island, bright and sunny. It's been cold at night, but nice for the daytime. Just trim this up a bit. I should have masked that. Got a little lazy there. Okay, so here we go. Because there's some paint there, I'm going to use Mr. Cement. And that goes down there like that. Slips in there. Very nicely. Thank you very much, Tamiya. Make sure it's down there real good. I'm going to detail that up, clean that up at the end. Now we've got the seats. The rear seat. Okay. I believe no, that's not right. Alright, sorry for the interruption. Just trying to figure out how that's going to fit. Seems straightforward, but it didn't want to go in. There you go. It looks like there'll be a gap there, but it's okay because the bumper's going to cover that up, so it doesn't have to fit flush, and it looks like it's not really meant to. Okay, so there's that. Okay, and for step 2 here, it looks like we have an instruction to drill some holes. So, I think I have my drill here. Okay, here we go. Pin vise from the Gundam kit and the drill set. So 0.8 is looks to be the smallest one here. Little tiny thing there. Okay. And, you know, this works the same as a regular drill, whatever that's called. You want to make sure that it's centered in the middle of the three whatever those are called. Okay, tighten it up real good there, and looks like here and there. Oh, there's a 1.2. Oh geez, there's a few here. Okay, well we'll start with the 0.0 at 0.8. So A5. And there's a teeny tiny little there we go. That's through. Same here on the other side. I suppose there's a powered tool for this, but for me it's done so rarely. I guess if you're a scratch builder, you're gonna ow. Don't stab yourself, Steve. Okay. Alright, so we'll do the other ones and I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't know why they said to do this on one side but not the other, but that's what we did. So there we go. Okay, now, okay, we got seats. There are the seats. Oh, and thanks for the comments, guys, for not only for ongoing encouragement, but also confirming I'm not alone in having a couple or three projects going at the same time. Excuse me. And the other thing people might observe is I don't worry about getting the paint perfect at first. If it's something I can touch up later. Obviously, some things have to be done properly before you put them into the assembly. But I found that I end up going back to touch up all kinds of stuff anyways. So that's just the way I do it. Okay, so and now here we've got the seats going in. Doesn't matter which is which. Oh, yeah. These came from Amazon the other day. Super fine brushes for details. It'll be great for figures. $13 Canadian. Can't go wrong. Okay, so for the touch up here, I'm just going to do use a little Vallejo wood. I have to go over the black areas more than once. Dry a bit, paint over it. Go. Yeah, this is kind of a funny looking little brush. I think it's meant for stippling. But anyways, I just used it to clean up that little bit there. Okay, got back on the paint. I want it to dry out. Go. Seats in. Now for the sides. Oh, and I read somewhere for, I don't know if you can see it here, but you've got the Tamiya name and the sprue letter. This is A. But on the back, there's 2 letters. They say PS. And I can't remember where, but I remember reading somewhere that the sprue plastic labeled PS is the best kind for melting and pulling, like I mentioned about the ICM earlier. Haven't tried it yet though, so, but that gets saved. Actually, that wasn't one of them. So that goes in the trash. And you want to be really careful with this part here, because it's so delicate. You want to be careful not to take too much off. Okay. And we'll see how these go on. Okay. Okay. So, that went together pretty well. The other side here. Everything fits perfectly. Okay, there we go. Okay. Alright, I think we'll work on step 3 here. Step 3. And then we'll call it a day. We're already over 30 minutes here, so. Okay, so here we go. I pre-painted the dashboard. No decal for the dash in this kit. There we go. Okay, so we got C2, that's this one, and A15, that's this one. And, you know, if you're a young person, a beginner, I guess this is the air intake. Yeah, if you're a young person or beginner, and, you know, you don't want to deal with paint or whatever, then, you know, this basic yellow is okay. You can put her together and do what you want. Personally, I find the painting is half the fun. So let's see how this goes here. Okay, this is supposed to go towards the back. Yeah, there we go. Okay. This gets turned over. Let's go that way. Okay, and so that. Okay, and that goes like that. Go. Steering wheel. Somewhere here. Where are you, steering wheel? There you are. Oh, I'm going to put that diorama picture up on my ScaleMates too. So go. So you'll be able to look at the pictures there. See what's in my stash and. And you'll get to know what I'm working on because I create projects there before I actually put it up here on the channel. I don't know how I missed cleaning that up, but we'll do it now. Okay. Alrighty then. As a famous kooky Canadian used to say, or I guess he still says. I assume that's meant to be flush. And we'll just hold this together for a minute. Let it. I think there a little paint won't fix. Go. Right. That might take a tiny bit of sanding, but I'm not gonna. If I really want to be OCD about it. Ooh, you can see that. Okay, well that'll be a bit of paint touch up after. Okay, so we've got A12. I guess this is meant to be the hardcover for the convertible top. Looks like it just goes here. Goes like that. Okay. And this has to go in front of it, so I'll make sure I get it put in the right spot. Well, yeah, it looks like it's supposed to go like that. Okay, well. Come on now. There we go. Come on, don't stick to my fingers, stick to the plastic. Stubborn, huh? Oh, there we go. I think that's all right. Don't need that. And we've got A13. There we go. Okay. Teeny tiny little piece. There we go. Oops. Come on now. Come on. And A14. I expect this is the license plate holder. Which I think there's a decal for. And C3. Okay, so we've got two holes there and locator pins. And again, I'll touch up the paint on this at the end. And yeah, that covers that little gap just perfectly, as you'd expect with Tamiya. Okay, so yeah, so that's step 3 completed, and I think this should stand up. So I'm going to stand it up. Well, I guess more important that it's straight. There, I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by and spending time with me. Hope you enjoyed watching me work. And if you're having trouble sleeping, maybe you can slap this video on before bedtime and you'll be out like a light. Okay, so thanks again. Thanks to all my subscribers. Well over 160 now. And as I said, I really appreciate everyone who decides to spend their valuable time with me and the channel. Alright, so we'll see you next time for the completion of the build.